thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't think introductions are necessary, but I'm John Lundell and have some big shoes to fill very shortly in a couple of weeks. But not tonight. Tonight and for the rest of December, it's all about our great Mayor Jim. So we're going to kick off, and we're going to have a little ceremony tonight. It's got a little naughty and nice flavor to it. So hopefully you'll recognize which is which. I'd like to call up to the stage our city attorney. He has an official act to do first, and then we will go from there. I'd like to bring Rex Brandstatter out as well, please.
It takes a while.
The podium is yours.
Well, I think my basic function is to swear in Rex. And if he'll come out, this is for the position of Mayor Extreme Pro Tem. And if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Rex Brandstatter.
I, Rex Brandstatter.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That as Mayor Pro Tem Extreme.
That as Mayor Pro Tem Extreme of the City of Coralville.
Very good. I will carry out and obey the laws of the federal government, the state of Iowa, and the City of Coralville.
I will carry out all the laws that are on the books.
As interpreted by the city attorney.
As interpreted by the city attorney.
Congratulations.
Somewhere there's a gavel. Is there a gavel? Good evening. My name is Rex Brandstatter, and apparently I'm the mayor extremely pro-temporary. And I think probably heavy on the temporary, and that's probably not all bad that I'm the temporary mayor this evening. So this little event, this is a mock city council meeting where we fully intend to hit some thin ice with the mayor. So Mayor Fausett, is Mayor Fausett here? Okay. So at this point, we're going to get ready to start a council meeting. So council, come on out, please. Have Jim sit down there, and Don, you want to sit next to Jim? Kelly, let's go to the far end, Kelly. He'll be on the other side of you. Call this meeting of the regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order. Is Gross here yet? Is he on the way? We don't know. Gross? Gross. I need a motion to approve the agenda for this evening. A motion made by Gill, second by Lundell. I need a motion to approve the consent calendar. The consent calendar is, for you to know, the list of all the bills that the city is going to pay this time. So I need a motion to approve the consent calendar. A motion by Dodds, second by? Hoft. Proclamations. We have some proclamations this evening. It's always wonderful as the mayor to know that a lot of things going on in the community. So tonight, it looks like we have 3 proclamations to read. Proclamation number 1, whereas I, Rex Brandstatter, Mayor extremely pro-temporary of the City of Coralville, do hereby declare the week of December 16 through 20, Chickens in Your Coralville Backyard Week. Therefore, the time is at hand for all those raising chickens in their yards to be recognized. Whereas all chicken people in Coralville are hereby singled out, whether they be chickens with left wings or right wings, all chickens and their providers are acknowledged. Therefore, and whereas the city of Coralville does hereby declare this Chicken Week in Coralville, signed Rex Brandstatter, temporary mayor of Coralville. Is there anyone here from Chickens for Coralville Week to come up? Well, we'll get this to them, trust me on that one. I have another proclamation. Whereas I, Rex Brandstatter, Mayor extremely temporary of the city of Coralville, do hereby declare the week of December 16th through 20th Fest Week in Coralville. Therefore, the time is at hand for the city of Coralville to state from this date forward that no new celebration, holiday event, grand opening of any kind, ribbon cutting, large festive gathering, or any other not yet defined group event or happening will be proclaimed a fest of any kind. Whereas the city and people of Coralville are hereby fested out. Therefore, this proclamation will become official upon my hand. Whereas we already have and have had numerous fests, therefore the city of Coralville makes this official proclamation. Therefore, and whereas the city of Coralville is hereby declare this the last and final Fest Week of any kind in Coralville. Anyone here from Fest Week? Our final proclamation tonight. Whereas I, Rex Brandstatter, Mayor extremely temporary of the city of Coralville, do hereby declare the week of September 16th through 20th, 2013 to be TIFF Days in Coralville. TIFF, this is Fausett Week. Whereas the city and people of Coralville do hereby agree that this proclamation is worthy, much deserved, and long overdue. Therefore, all those in our city of Coralville rejoice and agree that the city of Coralville has been in the trusted hands of Mayor Jim Fausett for 18 years as mayor. His leadership has been exemplary, and therefore, and whereas, is heretofore made a lasting part of the history of this community. Henceforth and heretofore, this proclamation will become official upon my hand. Well, therefore, and whereas the city of Coralville does hereby declare this TIFF Week in Coralville, this is Fausett Week. Signed, Rex Brandstatter. All right, it's time for citizens' comments. Here, first of all, any written comments? No written comments. Now is the time for citizens to address the council for items not on the agenda. Not on the agenda. Come to the podium, state your name, sign in, please, and we have allowed 15 minutes for this, so go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm Michael Brandstatter, and I see that the city budget is on the agenda, and I want to...
right there, ma'am, the budget is on the agenda. So this is for things that are not on the agenda.
Yeah, but I wanted
No, next. Who's next? Please come forward and state your name. Write your name, sign in, please.
Hi.
What's your name, sir?
Hank Herwig.
Hank Herwig.
Yeah. I live up on Red Oak, and I decided it was time to get involved in this community. So I made myself some New Year's resolutions, and I'm made a pledge that I'm going to go green in 2014. I really don't know exactly what green looks like because I have a disability, but that's another story. Anyway, I want to talk about transit, buses. That's a green thing. Thought I might come down and give you some ideas on how to improve your ridership, in spite of the fact of what the bus did to my dog. Anyway, moving on with that. Why are the buses blue? I think you ought to investigate that. Find out if there'd be a more pleasant color that would inspire ridership. Second, can you make the seats a little more comfortable? Maybe a little Barca-lounger kind of thing, you know? How about changing fuel? I'm going green. Why don't you check with the sewer department and see if we could just short-circuit things and run on methane? California does it. We could do it. And let's see here. How about refreshments? Got a big ridership.
Your time's about up, Hank, Mr. Hank. Your time's...
Calm down. Calm down. How about refreshments? I mean, you got a lot of ridership early in the morning. What's coffee? Maybe some bagels?
The council does not respond. This is citizens' comments only.
All right. Well, my next idea, entertainment. That time of the morning, you know, we don't need big names at all. But why, that Brandstatter, yeah, he could do a couple times a week, do a little shtick, entertain the folks on the way to work
All
and
right.
so forth.
Time is up. Time is up. Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you.
I'm just here to help. You guys keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else to address something not on the agenda? That's not on the agenda. Come down and sign in, please. State your name. Sign in.
Sign my name. Hi, my name's Lynn Gregory. I live at 614 8th Avenue. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you tonight. I have a pet peeve with my city. My street never gets plowed. I live on the south side. They plow the north side all the time. And when they do come by my house, it's just after I shoveled the sidewalk, and they put a 3-foot drift at the end of my driveway. I'm getting tired of this. What can I do? Will the city come out and shovel the end of my driveway? And why does this happen? Any ideas? And sometimes the snowplow driver even waves as he goes by.
Thank you for your comments tonight. Anyone else? Please come down and sign in.
My name's Larry Smith. For years we lived at 1015 5th Street, which was a little motel my folks owned. And now we live at 1958 Farrell Drive. Staying in Coralville all these years, I'd like to take you back to some Blue Top days. When we first moved here, I noticed in the city of Iowa City, our sister to the east, had these beautiful big machines that would sweep down the curbs and pick up their leaves for them. Coralville don't have any of that. And I'm here to lodge a very strong protest in that regard. Just one more bit of history. When we came in to Coralville, came back home to help my mother, who ran us, and we ran the motel, I took 14 trailer loads of leaves to the landfill every fall. I got to know Maynard Hebel very well because my truck usually broke down out there on that corner. But I'd like to have you consider that. And we got one more thing, if I may take the time.
Shortly. Wrap it up.
I'm
Smith.
trying.
Wrap
I'm
it up.
trying. I'm reading your script, baby. And as long as I'm here, I have noticed this, and this might be legitimate even today. The lines on the street are pretty well faded. And when you get my age, you need to see them yellow lines. Just a note of caution for our own safety in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Anyone else? Anyone else from the city? We'll move on to... one more. Sir, sign your name, please.
Thank you, your extremely temporary honor. My name's Keith Jones, and I live at 1625 Oak Lake Park Road in Coralville, and I'm here to tell you that something smells in Coralville. You heard it, something smells. You know what? And what it is, it's garbage. I am so frustrated. I can never figure out when the garbage is going to be picked up. Only a few weeks ago, I put my garbage out only to come home and find out the garbage is still there. Why don't you people publicize when the garbage is going to be picked up? That's all I ask. When are you going to...
Excuse me, sir, that the city of Coralville, these council people and our staff, we have gone to great lengths to advise the public. Sorry for about this, me getting a little hot. But I'll tell you, we work. Do you get this publication at your house as a taxpayer?
I think my wife asked me to read that once,
Oh,
but
yeah, well.
I usually don't listen to her very much.
Well, what we do, if you just open this up, here's a full schedule for the entire year. You could take this off and you can put it right on your refrigerator, and that will give you the entire schedule.
For the whole year?
For the entire year, everything for that.
That's a bunch of garbage, if you ask me. Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all the time for citizens' comments that we have. Thank you. Thank each and every one of the public for coming down here this evening. We certainly take all of those things under advisement for sure. Now, item 4, we're going to move on to the council meeting. Item number 4, approval of the FY 214-215 budget, $22.5 million. One of the problems this evening, we don't have the final numbers yet. So what I think we probably should do is, I doubt that our new CFO, Tony Rowland, will mind if we just go ahead and approve the budget subject to, sort of subject to type of thing. So with that in mind, approval of the 2014-15 budget, $22.5 million, subject to final reports, introduced by Hoft, second by Gill. Item number 5, approval purchase of 100,000 sandbags for public use. Public use. Introduced by Gill, second by Dodds. Approval. Item number 6, approval of the mayor, new mayor, to attend International Mayors Meeting in Key West, Florida, February 19th through 24th, 2014. Introduced by Councilmember Lundell. Second, no, you can't second that. You can't say. Second by Dodds. Was there anyone else here this evening had anything else for council? I guess not. All right, let's go. Council members report. We'll start with Councilmember Hoft.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Extremely pro temp. How's that? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I have one item. I'd like to remind the public who have a variance for free-range chickens, please collect up your chickens. Understand that the range is not the entire Coralville city limits. You have to keep... See, Gil, I told you this free-range chicken thing was going to blow up in our faces. Here we go. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I was extremely temporary. I was disappointed. I wanted to know if we could maybe redo the election because I wanted to elect somebody named Phil, so we could have Phil, Gil, Bill, and Jill. And then Mitch.
Now, it's great to see the young at heart, young spirit on the council. Very, very much. Thank you so much for that.
Speaking of Phil, I did invite our infamous Phil to come make citizen comments tonight, but there was a school board meeting, so he was unable to come.
Maybe he'll come after the first of the year. Thank you, gentlemen. Councilmember Gill.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. The budget hasn't really changed since 1987 when I came on the council. When you drug me out of a Coralville Central PTO meeting and told me I was going to be on the council, or I had been appointed on the council. And Mr. Fausett, you gave me the budget and you said, we're going to approve it in 10 minutes. Take a look at it and see what you think. Thank you.
Councilmember Dodds.
As you all know, I support my Coralville Ecumenical Food Pantry, so if all of you that have chickens could bring those to City Hall as we're doing the charity challenge, and I want the trophy back.
Councilmember Lundell.
Yeah, thank you. Very temporary. This is our last council meeting of the year, and I think it's appropriate to kind of reflect back on this fall's election, and what a race it was. We took the lid off those Koch brothers, and their fizz went away. What was that group called? Americans for Prosthetics. That's it. American for Prosthetics. They're a bunch of fakes. They didn't have a leg to stand on. But we have community. What we have in our community is community pride, and what better symbol of our pride than a peacock? We've talked about chickens tonight, but we could identify ourselves as being proud as a peacock. So I'm proposing an item on our next council agenda of officially designating the peacock as our city bird. The Iowa City residents, they can raise their chickens, and Johnson County includes a bunch of turkeys. So I don't want to ruffle their feathers or go afoul of them. So we'll become known as that community that can't hide its Coralville pride and peacocks. And if nothing else, we can give them the bird.
Good job. I like it. As your mayor, it's very satisfying to sit up here and listen to all the in-depth comments and all the work you've done as council people this week. At this point, I'd like to, Councilmember Hof, will you have anything further to say this evening?
I do, thank you, and I would just like to say to Mayor Fausett, as I said when I met you in the line upstairs, I want to thank you. I want to thank you on a lot of levels. I want to thank you for your service. You've served this community faithfully and with great honor and pride for longer than I have been alive. So, and I don't say that to be mean. I don't say that. I just want to say, to put it in perspective, that's an amazing accomplishment. And I remember distinctly when we went out to lunch one day and you told me that you consider Coralville to be your child, and I had to sit back and think about that for a minute and what that meant, and it just it amazes me to this day, and this is a great event, and it's well deserved. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, first of all, congratulations on a great career, and I just want to say thank you also for everything that you've done and for the great leadership you've shown the city. As I was thinking a little bit about what I was going to say and the great, attributes that you have, it kind of brought me back. For those of you that don't know, I actually grew up in Grinnell and had Mrs. Fausett, Karen, as a teacher back at Grinnell Middle School. And I remember when I went back to become a teacher, and I did some long-term subbing, and I said, hey, I got a job at Iowa City West. I'm moving to Coralville. And she said, oh, my dad's the mayor. And I would have never thought, 10 years later I'd be here on the stage with you. But I just want to say, on behalf of all the citizens and residents of Coralville, thank you so much for what you've done. I think one of the great reasons why Coralville is such a magnificent place to live is because of the steady leadership you've demonstrated on council and mayor for the past 36 years. So I really, really appreciate it on behalf of all the residents. Thank you, Mayor.
Jim, we've been on the council for a very long time, since '87, and everybody asked me what my feelings are on that, and I said, well, part of it I just don't know what to say, because Jim's always been there, and people ask why this council stays together and serves so long, and I think part of the reason is because it's Jim Fausett. You just start working and enjoying being around him. And thank you, Jim, for all those years.
I have a quote by Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And I know that Mayor Fausett has given his heart and his soul to Coralville, and I just want to thank him for that. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, Jim, it's unbelievable to imagine not being you not being mayor, and it's just incredible, and it obviously means more to me. But you know, we've been friends for so many years. It goes beyond just our work in the council chambers. We were neighbors for many years. Diana served on the council with you for longer than I've been on the council with you. So it goes far beyond our relationship in the council chambers. You're a true friend, and you've left your mark in the city of Coralville and everything you've done, starting the bus system, your work on planning and zoning and being involved in the development of Coralville, your work with the city council, and then obviously the last 18 years as mayor. You know, as Tom mentioned, you know, we've stayed together as a group, and it's because you've been a great team leader. The staff has stayed here. We've got incredible staff, and obviously they enjoy working with you as mayor. So just thank you very much. And my only request is you can't change your cell phone number. Thank you.
Thank you all those comments. First round was fun stuff that they pulled out of their ear, and the rest of it was heartfelt on behalf of most likely everybody in the room, Jim. I actually knew the Fausetts before they were involved in the city, politics and committees, and at that time, they were busy raising their family in the same house on 14th Avenue. As a realtor, how the hell am I supposed to make a living if you never move? But Jim Fausett was a scoutmaster, a scout leader, little league coach, and Carol was right there with the best of them taking the kids to all the games and keeping them out of the mud and the creeks and getting them out of trouble and things like that. So they've always been involved with things here, whether with the city or the schools and the scout groups and the ball fields and stuff like that. That is a total dedication. At this time, we're just about done with this, except for it's time for the city administrator's report. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly Hayworth. Kelly Herberg almost said. Kelly Hayworth.
This print's small, bear with me. Okay, I'd like to read a quite serious proclamation. City of Coralville, whereas Jim L. Fausett has served the citizens of Coralville for 50 years, and whereas Jim L. Fausett has served the city as mayor for 18 years, and as a council person for 18 years, as president of the Board of Trustees of Coralville Transit Commission, as a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission, and a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And whereas Jim L. Fausett has represented the city of Coralville as a member of the Johnson County Council of Governments, as president of the Iowa League of Cities, as a member of the Governor Culver's Rebuild Iowa Coalition, a member of several National League of Cities committees. And whereas Jim L. Fausett has been instrumental in the rebuilding of this community after the flood of 2008, and securing $60 million in state and federal funding to help with the recovery and future flood protection. And whereas Jim L. Fausett's tenure has seen the completion of 7 phases of U.S. Highway 6, 5th lane improvements, Oakdale Boulevard, the Coral Ridge Mall, development of the surrounding mall area and the brownfields cleanup, and the development of the Iowa River Landing, and the construction of the Coralville Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. And whereas Jim L. Fausett has been involved in the Coralville Public Library addition, the addition of the Brown Deer Golf Course and Clubhouse, the North Fire Station, the Fire Training Center, the Fire Station No. 1 addition and remodel project, the Transit and Parks Facility, and the Coralville Center for the Performing Arts, and Jim L. Fausett Theater. And whereas Jim L. Fausett has developed a sister city relationship with Ningbo Zhang Province in the People's Republic of China, and whereas, in addition, Jim L. Fausett has participated in several groundbreakings for new businesses and industries that have located in Coralville, and he has welcomed numerable visitors and groups to Coralville. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, John A. Lundell, Mayor Pro Tem,
Councilpersons Bill Hof, Councilperson Mitch Gross, Councilperson Tom Gill, and Councilperson Jill Dodds of the City of Coralville do hereby proclaim December 17, 2013 as Jim L. Fausett Day in the City of Coralville, and I hereby urge all citizens to thank and congratulate Jim L. Fausett on his 50 years of service, and in recognition of those years of service, endow him with the key to the city. Signed this 17th day of December, John A. Lundell, Mayor Pro Tem, on behalf of the Coralville City Council. I present you the key. Thank you. Like that.
We also had a couple of certificates of recognition that individuals wanted to share. Senator Robert Dvorsky. This certificate is issued in honor and recognition of Mayor Jim L. Fausett in appreciation for his 50-plus years of dedicated service to the City of Coralville. Signed, State Senator Robert Dvorsky. From Representative Dave Jacoby, Mayor Jim Fausett, thank you for your years of service and exemplary leadership of our City of Coralville, and thank you even more for your mentoring and friendship. Dave Jacoby, Representative. The last thing I'd just like to share that as we put the reception together, we got to look through a lot of materials that Carol provided us over the years of your service to the City of Coralville. And on one of the things that I found very interesting was on November 3rd of 1977, just days before being elected to the Coralville City Council, you wrote a letter to the editor. You said, I stand for baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. I stand against apathy, writings that do not give the facts, and anything not in the American way. You also noted that you would be able to find your way to City Hall. Now, 36 years later, you certainly have not only stayed true to what you stood for, but have put your words to action. You mentioned you stood for baseball, and you not only coached baseball, but you oversaw the construction of an adult softball complex and a fabulous youth sports complex. Hot dogs and apple pie, well, you supported a 4th of July celebration that is second to none. You supported the American way in so many ways, and one of the most important was helping your friends and neighbors in a time of need and helping the community when in the time of need, such as the floods of 2008. You made sure the members of our community were helped in their time of need and led an effort to not only recover from that disaster, but make sure that we were protected from future floods. Earlier this month, we capped over $60 million of flood protection funds because of your hard work and leadership. We've been lucky to have you as our leader, neighbor, and friend. When I think of Coralville Pride, I think of you. Our community and city staff have been lucky to have you, and thank you for all you have done. We wish you the best in your retirement and count on hearing from you frequently.
You know, listening to that, you'd think that I'd really done something. You know, it's never easy to give up doing something you love. But all of these things that Kelly just talked about are not things that I have done. These are things that the city of Coralville has done, due primarily to the city council's wisdom, their willingness to go out on the limb, take the heat when people didn't agree with what we were doing, yet they made it happen. The real reason that we can do that is because of the people of Coralville. And I guess first of all, I intended to thank my wife, Carol, if she'd stand down here. 60 years she's been my... You know, I've always said she deserves the sainthood for putting up with me for all those years, because she supported me, and like myself, she has an undying love of Coralville. While we plan to stay in Coralville, we will both miss not being the mayor and the first lady. I also want to thank our children, our grandchildren, and my daughter and her family with the grandson, Sam, Eli, and granddaughter Grace are here if they would stand, from West Des Moines. And my daughter Karen, she's from Grinnell. She's a teacher in Grinnell, and please stand. My son was unable to be here tonight because he's from Wheaton, Illinois, and he has to be at work tomorrow. He and his wife both do. So very proud of all of my family, and I want to thank them for their support that they have always given to me during my years. And you know, when I think about why I stayed in Coralville and stayed involved with Coralville, I keep coming back to it's all because of the people. It really does matter that what you do is a privilege to be able to have a part in making your community a better place and taking pride in the belief that it's better because of your service. I also recognize that it takes the entire community working together to make things happen. I have always had the desire to make Coralville the very best place to live it can be, and I take pride in what has been accomplished during my term living here. And no, this is just the beginning. It's not the ending. It will continue to prosper long after my time. When John and the current council take over first of the year, everything will continue just as it has been because they have the same beliefs that I've had. And I have a little exercise for people that I want to see you participate in. And first, I'm going to ask that as I read off what applies to you, please stand and stay standing. And then we'll have an applause for everybody at the end. But first, I want to thank the President City Council. If they would stand, please. Okay. I also want to thank previous mayors. I've seen a couple of previous mayors in the crowd earlier tonight. Are they still here? If they would stand. Bob Bowman, I don't see you standing. Bob was mayor in Appleton. Mayor Catchy was here earlier, and I can't see from here the lights. So if you're not standing, I'll assume you are. But I want to ask the previous city council members to stand in the audience. Current city staff of all the departments in Coralville. The greatest staff in the state, no question about it. I also want the people that have served on various commissions or projects in the city and in this area, if they would stand. People from the University of Iowa that have worked with the city of Coralville. Anyone from the surrounding communities and the counties that's worked with the city of Coralville. Anyone that hasn't decided to stand up, please stand because you've all helped me. Everybody up. Thank you. Give yourselves a hand. And thank you for all my years of service that you've allowed me to be your mayor.
One last item of business. It's time to adjourn this meeting. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Moved by Gill, second by Herwig. Meeting adjourned.